Hello, everyone. We are back with our second minor matchup of the day. We have the Pepes versus Cinnamon Ghost Crunch. Pepes are from Hud's Mean Machine. Cinnamon Ghost Crunch is from Ciru's Spooky Breakfast Ghosts. I'm RJ, and I'm joined again by General Mills. Mills, give us some analysis.
All right, so we have Cinnamon Ghost Crunch coming into this series with astounding shooting percentages, all in the 30s, with the exception of Carnard, who's actually at 53%, which puts him third in the RSC minor tier in shot percentage. So Cinnamon Ghost Crunch definitely putting a lot of shots on target. And the player I would watch here, actually two players, both Huggy and Serbs, having a huge number of goals scored, as well as Huggy coming in on the defense side with 36 saves, an absolutely astronomical amount of saves for a player this early in the season. So Cinnamon Ghost Crunch coming in strong. They're actually third in the entire RSC minor tier with goals scored per game. Their team scores an average of 2.8 goals per game, and the Pepes have got to be a little bit nervous looking down the barrel of this big offensive gun from Cinnamon Ghost Crunch. On the Pepes side of the field, their defense has been decent but not outstanding, and their save numbers are slightly less than Cinnamon Ghost Crunch. Cinnamon Ghost Crunch, with this many saves, are actually also allowing a large number of shots. So the Pepes are going to get good opportunities here, and we'll see if we can capitalize on them here tonight as we get underway.
The lads are kicking off ball in the Cinnamon Ghost Crunch corner. They're trying to take that out across the wall. Can't quite do it. Akip's getting that quick 9-second in goal.
Yep, that's a quick way to start off the game, and it's good look for the Pepes here, as that puts them up in a good position for the rest of this match. But one goal, I suspect, RJ, will not be enough to win this game. They're going to have to keep the pressure on.
Especially not if it's this early, but that good wall challenge is a good sign from the Pepes. Definitely on the lookout for Frosty Brew's 1v1 main energy. Huggy trying to take that up for an attack of his own. Carter not able to take care of that. Moondog dribbling it out. Arid stopping that mid, dropping it down to Huggy again, sitting in the Pepes corner.
Yep, and Huggy looking to get a pass down to Carnard. Akipes ends up interrupting it. Moondog centers it to Frosty Brew, who's got a big clear here. Huggy's going to get it back by him, but not able to follow it up. Arid with some room, gets challenged. Carnard back in the corner, ends up taking it out. He's going to try and dribble it, going to play it a little slower here, and he's going to get interrupted by Frosty Brew, helping out his teammate on defense from behind.
Akip stopping that pass. Moondog stopping that pass from Arid. Huggy trying to 50 Moondog. Doesn't go further, but does give Carter an opportunity to push up. Akip's getting that past Arid. Huggy back just in time. Tight rotation to stop that shot from Akip.
Huggy showing off some of that skill that his stats were showing. Ends up creating an opportunity here, but Akip's now with the shot. And Akip's also demoing Huggy, opening up some space for his team to try and get another opportunity. And solid sustained offense from the Pepes is gonna pay off almost. Huggy's gonna hit it after it bounces off the post, and now gonna get a big clear, let his team get some boost and get back in the fight.
I don't know if you saw, but Frosty actually beat Carnard in the same part of the corner that he beat Arid in when he got the first 9-second goal. Didn't expect wall play to be such a weak point for Cinnamon Ghost Crunch, but that might be the key for the Pepes. Seems like they're starting to realize that and taking advantage. Akip's again in that same dangerous spot, not able to get that follow-up touch. Moondog beating Huggies onto the backboard, Arid pinching that to get it out.
Yep, and some deep rotations here from the Pepes as they were dropping back for boost, allows Cinnamon Ghost Crunch back on the offense.
a lot of space to push with, but they're not really doing much with it yet. Arid with 2 touches off the wall, one of those touches going back, Carnard not quite getting the perfect 50, but Huggy getting it past Akips, on the wall with no boost, down to Carnard.
There's some space to work with. Pass down to Arid, and Arid's going to put it up high, just barely brushing the crossbar there, keeping it out of reach of any possible Pepe defenders.
A really smart pass from Carnard on the wall instead of passing it along the backboard, choosing to pass it out mid, where Arid is ready and waiting. That is top tier positioning. Huggy nowhere to be seen, and the play means he was back in case something went wrong with that offensive push. Good way for Cinnamon Ghost Crunch to take it back. Frosty almost scoring, Moondog finishing it.
Yeah, and that's a good quick retaliation from the Pepes there. Mistouch there from Carnard's going to put the ball towards the center, and even though Frosty Brew can't quite finish it off in the first try, then Moondog's going to come in and stop that.
Kickoff going high on the Pepe side, Carnard and Arid pushing up with that, dropping down. Akips hasn't touched it yet, but he does have it. Huggy pushing him back into the ball, taking out Moondogs. Arid pushes up with that on target, but Frosty takes it out. Carnard trying to push up, Moondog wins that. Down to Frosty. Dangerous spot for SVG here. They're able to get it out.
Yep, Arid's got to pass off the wall to Carnard. Huggy ends up being in the right spot at the right time, and top corner bar down. You can't place it much better than that, RJ. He comes across and just the right spot at the right time. He's there, he's ready for the ball, and he reacted in time to put that perfectly right where it needed to be placed.
Well, that is definitely goal of the week material. Also, positioning of the week material to take advantage of that mistouch from whoever on the Pepes it was that ended up passing it out mid, to be pushed up enough to take that, but not too far up to compromise the defense. A big, strong clear out from Cinnamon Ghost. Huggy pushing up with that into the Pepe's corner.
Double commit here. I suppose Carnard and Arid are up for that. Leaves Huggy back by himself, but Huggy, confident in his abilities as third man, pushes the ball back into the Pepe's half.
Arid not quite able to keep it there. Carnard with another push, a softer touch. Arid trying to take control of it in the corner. Moondog has got it. Arid still turning on that, can't quite get it. Huggy off that corner wall, getting one touch but not getting the next one. Drops down to Carnard. It's kind of a cross, not quite, as Akips puts it out. Arid holding it back, and the Cinnamon goes for it.
Alright, and Carnard's going to hit it back. He's going to get by Frosty Brew. Can't get the challenge on Akips, but Huggy's there, and it's a 2-on-1 situation. Carnard hunting for the demo here. Clock counting down with the game tied. Cinnamon Ghost Crunch looking to finish off the game in regulation. And they might be able to do it here. No, they will not. And we're going to go to overtime for game 1 of the series.
Our fourth overtime of the night, if I'm counting correctly. Our minor matchups have been really well matched up. Teams with similar records and similar skills bringing it out to us. Frosty stalling that ball midfield, giving Carnard an almost open shot. Moondog stopping that. Huggy coming in with more pressure. Moondog putting it out mid to Akips waiting.
Yep, big clear here. Carnard just barely getting a piece of it, but able to pass it back. Huggy's going to take an air dribble all the way out to midfield. Arid now looking for a second touch, doesn't quite get it. Carnard off the wall center. Huggy elects not to challenge and instead waits for the ball to be passed to him. Arid's going to take the pass from Huggy and roll it in between the Pepe defenders.
That is a crazy turn from Arid. See him rotating back, realizing that I was coming right to him and making the sharpest of turns to get it in. I was not seeing it, and I bet Pepe's weren't seeing it either. What a way to end the game.
Now, great field awareness from Huggies to pass that ball right to where Arid could hit it as he rotated back from being on offense. Always a good thing to look for, to try and hit a teammate especially when their momentum is taking them towards the ball, gives them the extra power on the shot, and that extra power is what kept Pepe defenders from reaching the ball in time.
Not sure what to look at on the stats line here. Mills, tell me what to look at.
Well, when I'm looking at stat lines, I usually like to look at the shot percentages and see if there's any big imbalances in either which team was shooting more or which team was putting more shots in net consistently. And there's not really a huge difference in either of these teams, which, as evidenced by the scoreline and the overtime that we just saw, these teams look fairly evenly balanced. And I think the next couple games could be anybody's series.
I am with you on the analysis that it is pretty balanced. Any game that takes you to an overtime, usually you could say it's pretty balanced. Moving into our game 2, wondering if we're going to see any switch ups. I don't. Oh, we have Frisky Wombats coming in for Frosty.
Yep, whereas Cinnamon Ghost is keeping their same lineup as before. Interesting strategy here from the Pepes to switch out after only one game. We'll have to see what changes in their offense.
It keeps pushing that up through the corner, faking Arid out, but not Carner. Moondog on the wall. It's dropping down. Huggy's got it, clearing it out far mid. Frisky not getting that touch, but it's okay. Akips was back as the third. Huggy trying to take that shot. Frisky there to stop it.
All right, Carnard with the shot, but Akips has the easy clear, and he puts it back in his corner. Cinnamon Ghost Crunch. Solid rotations here as Carnard comes in, but Frisky Wombats pushes it back into the Cinnamon Ghost Crunch half. Arid far off the wall with no boost, too.
Big play there. I saw him missing the corner boost. Not sure if that one was intentional. Leave it for a teammate. Huggy on the back wall was a pass to Carnard. Carnard couldn't get it. Arid got it, but on the crossbar. Huggy finally coming in, getting that fourth touch to put it in.
Yep, the touch from Arid there actually being rather beneficial to Cinnamon Ghost Crunch. His shot not being on target forced the Pepe defender to try and block the double touch, and that drew the last man out of the goal, leaving the goal open for Huggy to score.
Yeah, so let's just say crossbar backboard hits aren't always that bad. Cinnamon Ghost pushing up again despite just getting that last goal. Arid jumping not high enough to get that touch. Carter turning on it. Smart move. Bit too high. Akips there to stop it. Arid coming in upside down, banging it right into the net.
Wow, and amazingly hard hits coming out from Cinnamon Ghost Crunch. Their players were all the way across on different sides of the field. Because of the speed that they were hitting it, it opened up a lot of space for them to come in with those aerials and off the backboard hits to open up a goal.
Carnard taking out Moondog. Frisky still trying to push up with that on target, but Arid was there on that bottom left corner to stop it. Akips past Arid, not past Huggy. Wombats coming in as Carnard's pushed out of net.
Yep, and Pepe is retaliating nicely. They're not intimidated by Cinnamon Ghost. Akips gets the last touch to put the ball out into the center, and Wombats, Frisky Wombats on the far side of the field, ready for that ball.
Kickoff. Stalled in mid. Frisky beating Huggy on the wall there. No one to really put it up to. Carnard has it down to Akips. Unlucky spots on the back. Arid out of position, but Huggy able to stop Akips' shot. Arid in a good place to get that touch, but Frisky is there to stop it. Huggy missing that. Carnard pushing up, maybe a little dangerously close, but Arid has got it. Akips there to stop a shot. Huggy and Arid doubling. Not in, but crossing it. Pepe's pushed back into their half.
Yeah, and Cinnamon Ghost Crunch drops back to get boost, giving Pepe's some time to recover, but not much as Cinnamon Ghost Crunch takes control again. Pepe spending a lot of time in their half right now. They can't get it clear. Every time they get it towards midfield, it gets forced right back in, and that's going to wear on them here as they run out of boost. Cinnamon Ghost Crunch keeping the ball fast and high, forcing them to spend that boost, preventing them from building up a solid rotation in their defense.
Arid trying to push up with that, but Akip sitting on the ground waiting, Karner trying to challenge, not quite. Arid putting it out to Akip's Huggy, missing that. Karner beating Akip's on the wall, out to Moondog. Arid coming up for that strong push out of goal. Karner still up, Frisky getting it past Arid. Karner going back, Huggy a little stuck on what to do, but ends up catching that as Frisky puts it down. Moondog off the wall, Huggy to the backboard. Drops down and mostly out of the danger zone for Pepes.
Only for now, and it's only a matter of time before Cinnamon Ghost Crunch is back on offense here. Pepes need to make the most of this opportunity because they won't get many more like this if Cinnamon Ghost Crunch keeps playing the way they have been.
Akip's pushing that into the Cinnamon Ghost corner. Huggy trying to fly up, beating Frisky. Arid not quite getting it past Moondog, but that does give Karner an opportunity. Arid taking out Akip's in goal, not enough. Still enough Pepes back on defense to stop that Karner shot, and we're back to the Cinnamon Ghost side with 48 seconds on the clock.
Frisky Wombats almost with an opportunity, managed to beat a Cinnamon Ghost Crunch player to the ball, but not able to capitalize on it. Frisky and Moondog both up. They end up centering it to Akips, who decides not to go as he's third man, leaving Huggy to do his Huggy thing off the wall. Arid with the pass to Carnard. Carnard off the backboard high. No one there for the follow-up. That's going to give Pepes a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 opportunity here. Huggy, again, confident as the third man, challenges and keeps his team on offense. Couple fakes coming out, and Arid is going to hit the ball in an open net with 10 seconds to go, all but sealing the game for Cinnamon Ghost Crunch.
That was a crazy bunch of fakes. I don't know, just everyone went for it and nobody hit it. Everyone's out of position. They're just slowly coming up. I'd say we could say that this game is secured unless Pepes come out with a banger of a shot right now. But Cinnamon Ghost Crunch is not going to let that happen. A very stubborn team, as we're starting to see. Carter getting that last second goal with a pass from Huggy. Crazy mechanics.
Yep, have to pad the stats here. The Cinnamon Ghost Crunch showing no fear, just pushing up because they can, and the ball is floating over the Pepes net. They're able to put it in uncontested.
What a game. Seems like Pepes were holding on to this game the same way that they were holding on to the first one. Like, it didn't go to overtime or anything, but like once they let Cinnamon Ghost have that major lead, they just took it and went with it.
Yeah, Pepe is spending a lot of time on defense this game. This is where you start to see the shot imbalance between the two teams as Cinnamon Ghost Crunch coming out with, let me take my shoes off for a second, 11 shots compared to the Pepe's 5, and you have to be really precise with those 5 shots if you're the team on the short end of the shot stick.
The shrimp are in the bag. Yes, yes. Have fun with the shrimp.
All right, sorry about that. RJ is freaking out about some pet shrimp here.
Yeah, we have
informed these
pet
are
shrimp
not
now.
cocktail shrimp or popcorn shrimp. These are actual aquarium pet shrimp.
They are our pets now because we love to care for shrimp.
I am a huge fan of shrimp, and I will personally attend to any shrimp that I see in my general vicinity. Did I just do that? No, I didn't. No one saw that.
Did you just join the team?
No, I did not, RJ. You don't have any proof.
Okay, James Bot. We're seeing some roster changes. We have Serbs coming in for Carnard. And I think Frosty Brew came back in for Frisky Wombats.
Yep, Frosty Brew back in and Frisky Wombats back out here. Cinnamon Ghost Crunch making a roster change even though the games have been going fairly well in their favor. So we'll see if the change gives the Pepes the opportunity to come back here or if they can keep up the pressure.
Speaking from that GMPOB, if your team is winning, I usually try and get the fourth in just because, it's fun to be able to play. And, it's especially fun playing on stream and realizing that you're getting casted. You get to watch over the bot again. And I think it's a cool move for Cinnamon Ghost Captain Arid to move out Carnard for Serbs, even though they were winning, even though everything was fine. Get some playtime and, get down to the core of what RSC is. Fun.
Oh yes, and speaking of that, RJ, if I was sitting here watching on stream and I was like, I want my team to be casted on a real live RSC stream, how would I go about doing that?
You can go to the RSC stream signups channel under the league channels or media channel tag in RSC. You check out the pinned message in RSC stream signups and read everything there. And any team can be on stream. You don't have to be on stream Monday or Wednesday nights. You can also pick a time on Tuesday or Thursday or any time, really. We love to see you on stream. We love to cast you. Back to the game. We're at 2 minutes in with no goals from anyone.
Yeah, this one is going differently. Only 2 shots here from Cinnamon Ghost. Both of them, all 3 of them now, been turned aside. Looking a little more balanced here, but Pepes still stuck on defense for a good portion of it. Pass out from Moondog gives them the opportunity for a clear. But Pepes very spaced out here, not sure if they're going to be able to follow up these hits off the backboard to keep the offensive pressure.
Frosty coming off the wall. A-Kip's trying to get that to the backboard. Not really something that can be scored with, but it gets cleared out right to Moondog up in the air over Arid. Arid out of the way, that only leaves 2 to beat. Huggy has got it in the corner, but goes right back out to Frosty. Crossing Cinnamon Ghost Net, but nobody on the Pepes really daring to push up. A-Kip's trying with a little shot of his own, but not quite enough.
Yeah, possible shot there. Frosty's now going to have to turn and play defense on Huggy, who is always chasing the ball and in the Pepes' face.
Huggy's putting that off the high wall there. I think that was Serbs almost getting that. Weak clear gives Arid the shot.
Serbs ends up not getting a shot on target, but sets up Arid for the immediate shot on net. And no defenders in net because they've all been blocking the previous shot opportunities from Cinnamon Ghost.
And that's a pretty late game goal compared to what we've been seeing with goals being scored in the first 9 seconds or a little earlier. Teams really holding out, and Pepe's really holding out a lot longer than usual, putting up more of a fight. But the Cinnamon Ghost Crunch is inevitable, it seems. Huggy clearing that out hard to Frosty, popping it back up. Might be dangerous.
Might be, but A-Kip's able to put it back into the corner here. Huggy's already up again. You know it's dangerous when he's up. Anytime he's in the air, there's a scoring threat, and he's going to take that ball and he's going to put it by the Moondog defender. Again, good placement with the bar down shot from Huggy.
Yeah, and if I'm counting correctly, I think that's Huggy's second crazy, corner shot, something that you think could bounce out or bounce in, but it always ends up bouncing in. So, big, strong play. Serbs on the wall, popping it down. Huggy bumping Moondog out of the way. Frosty's got it, but Arid's back in the corner.
Yeah, Huggy leading the charge on offense yet again. He's going to try and center it here. Moondog's got a little room to work with. He's going to get over one, get it over another. Can he circle around and put it towards the center? Huggy says no. And now Huggy's back on the counterattack. Frosty Brew interrupts it. Moondog now chasing it past Serbs. doesn't quite get the touch he wants, but serves doesn't either, as Akips is going to keep it on offense. The ball's up in the center. Frosty Brew's here for the Pepes. Does not get solid contact on the ball.
Last 25 seconds here. Akips pushing up with that bit too wide. Serbs trying to get it. Huggy 50ing Moondog gets stopped, and Serbs does finally get the ball that he was looking for.
Yeah, and that just came from the Pepes playing too far back. Moondog and Frosty Brew both rotating rather far back. Frosty Brew especially back almost in net, anticipating a counterattack, which came at a time when he couldn't just challenge and prevent a goal from being scored. So not always advisable to drop back to your goal, especially if the ball is in midfield or in your opponent's half.
Thanks, Coach Mills. And with that piece of knowledge, we are ending Game 3, going to the Cinnamon Ghost Crunch yet again. Probably their strongest victory of the night.
I would tend to agree with that. The Game 2 victory with a lot of shots was a pretty solid victory as well, but this victory, they didn't really look threatened at all, RJ. And if the Pepes aren't threatening to score, then Cinnamon Ghost Crunch can comfortably play whatever game of Rocket League they want to play and put together the passes they want to pass and the shots that they want to shoot. So the Pepes have got to start looking at how they want to clear the ball and get it away from Cinnamon Ghost. They need to try and maintain a little bit more possession when they're clearing the ball, because Cinnamon Ghost has some deep rotations, but they're fast rotations. The player will circle back and then read whether the Pepe player is going to bang it far or going to try and keep it close, and they're immediately challenging. And the Pepes have to be just as fast in their decisions as to whether they want to hit it far or play with the space that they have available. And right now, Cinnamon Ghost isn't giving them that time to make that decision.
That is a really hard decision to make, and it's especially tough because a lot of the times the general advice is to say booming clears, and usually booming clears worked. Booming clears is what the trash bags needed in the last game that we saw. It wouldn't really work here because Arid or Huggy, they're always up for anything that Pepe's trying to clear out.
They are, and the way to get around that, RJ, is to try and make connections when you're clearing the ball. So almost sometimes it's good for your first person challenging on defense to get a light touch, so your second person can then pass it to the first person. So if you're the first person and you don't make solid contact, you can still push up a little bit, trusting that third man to be back. Especially if you push up onto the wall, that can give you a really good angle to try and hit the ball into a quick counterattack opportunity.
Thanks, Coach Mills. Man, I'm gonna clip all the things where you say really cool stuff, and it's gonna be Coach Mills highlight reels, why you're bad at Rocket League, but a softer version, Mills. Here's how to be better at Rocket League with soft examples and a soft voice to lull you on. Arid almost scoring that. Moondog back for it, maybe the most pushed up we've seen Cinnamon Ghost. Huggy's still able to rotate back in time.
Yep, and that's going to give an opportunity here. Hits off the crossbar. Moondog hunting for demos. He gets Huggy out of the way, but Serbs is still there, and Serbs is definitely threatening on his own.
Huggy bopping that into the Pepe's corner. Moondogs has it. Crazy pinch, putting it up and right back out. Serbs 15 with Frosty, pushes it slightly ahead. Huggy is up, and Huggy has got it.
Yep, Huggy putting it far post. Moondog ends up going for boost here. Watch as he circles back around. Thought he had time to go get it, but Huggy wasn't going to let him have that time and puts it far post to make sure he doesn't have the time to get to it before it goes in the net.
Serbs pushing up with that next kickoff, bumping Akips. Arid going up to that corner. It is all the way across the Pepe's net before anyone's really able to try and take it out. Serbs 50ing it into another dangerous place. Akips and Frosty a little caught up in each other, giving Arid an opening.
Yeah, and Cinnamon Ghost Crunch just taking advantage of any sort of miscues and even causing a couple of their own. Force the ball in here. There's still over 3.5 minutes left to play in this game, RJ, but Cinnamon Ghost Crunch looking to put the game away for good here. And by the pace of their play, Huggy trying to go for a double tap here. Cinnamon Ghost Crunch just turning up the heat and keeping the pressure on.
Yes, indeed. And Huggy's as dangerous back as he is front, trying to hold control of that ball that he cleared out, losing it due to having no boost as he frantically runs back for it. But that's the right idea. Serves pushing up, Frosty 50ing it out, Huggy putting on the pressure, but Moondog keeping it out in that corner.
Frosty going for a demo, but Cinnamon Ghost Crunch not even home in net. They're playing on the backboard and they're playing coming in, flying from the side to make the save. There's no one sitting in net stationary to demo. Moondog's got some room. He's going to try and 50 Huggy. Huggy's going to push it by again. A-Kip's putting it back into the corner. Huggy's going to back pass it to Serbs. Frosty Brew is pushed up on his own here. Now Moondog's going to try and help him out. Now Moondog's on his own. A-Kips tries to get the pass to Moondogs. Doesn't quite get it.
Serves onto the backboard. Huggy's coming up for it. Frosty gets it past Huggy. Arid pushing up hard with it too, though. Almost a dangerous spot for Pepes, but Cinnamon Ghost was a little slower. Arid taking out A-Kips on defense for no particular reason. Just cuz.
Yeah, but this honestly might be the solidest offensive rotation that I've seen the Pepes fall into. They had a good period where they were in control of the ball in the Cinnamon Ghost Crunch half, and if they keep that up, they could try and get a goal out of it. Arid demoing Moondog to prevent any sort of rotation again.
Yeah, and I wonder if those demos that I thought were random from Arid are Moondog taking out Arid in revenge, but Huggy's still getting the shot.
Yep, and that's yet another goal for Huggy to pad his stats with. The shot differential really telling the whole story for this game, as the Pepes only have one shot to Cinnamon Ghost Crunch's 7.
Frosty taking that up the wall. Nobody making contact, not even Huggy on the back. Serbs missing that one too. Moondog putting it on target. Arid up to stop it. Frosty turning around again and putting it in.
And that play actually started from A-Kip bumping one of the Cinnamon Ghost Crunch players out of net and disrupting their rotation there. And that set up the shot opportunity from Frosty Brew.
They're taking that stalled kickoff up. Frosty Brew there to stop it. Moondog getting that follow-up touch, putting it out. It's just Moon on Huggy. Huggy gets that 50. A-Kip's pushing up for the support. Moondog bumping Arid out of the way, but into the ball. Frosty coming up around that corner again, dropping it down, but Huggy's there to put it out. 50 seconds on the clock.
Yep, and Pepes not quite out of this yet. That goal giving them a brief glimpse of what they could be doing here. A-Kip's thinking about pushing up. I know Frosty Brew is going to try and control it, and Huggy's not going to give him enough time to control it, demoing him and keeping the ball firmly in the Pepes half.
Huggy onto the Pepe back wall. A-Kip's putting it straight out to Moondog, right back to A-Kip's, right back to Moondog. I think another good, strong offensive push, but Cinnamon Ghost is too solid there to let anything get by them.
They are very, very solid defense here from Cinnamon Ghost in the waning seconds of the game. Hard shot here from Moondog. Can't quite connect with Frosty Brew. And it's a shame the Pepes couldn't pull this out earlier than the last 2 minutes of the game. Game 4.
And that is a Cinnamon Ghost Crunch sweeper. Unfortunately, not the kind of comeback that we saw earlier today with the trash bags. Mills, if it just in case the Pepes come back and watch this VOD, what's some advice that you could give to them for the rest of the season?
So the first advice I would give is they shouldn't be too sad about their performance here. Cinnamon Ghost Crunch is looking absolutely phenomenal on point, and Huggy especially. I don't know how that kid is in minor. We should move him up a tier. Uh, but it's really good practice if they want to be a playoff contender or if they want to go deep into the playoffs, like I know they do. They're going to face teams like Cinnamon Ghost Crunch, possibly even Cinnamon Ghost Crunch themselves later. So this kind of fast play is definitely something they'll see again. And they have to be ready for those quick challenges. They have to be able to make a quick touch to get the ball around one defender, and they have to have support from their second man. You have to have almost a two-man clear process where you have one person hitting the ball either off the wall or up to the second person on the wall. You have to try and make that first challenger from Cinnamon Ghost Crunch miss. And they were just a little too predictable when they're trying to dribble it out or trying to just get a booming clear. And Cinnamon Ghost Crunch read it and immediately forced the ball back into the Pepe's half. So the Pepes played very well, but Cinnamon Ghost Crunch honestly just played fantastic. And I look forward to seeing what both teams can do in the future.
Thank you for the knowledge, Coach Mills. That's a really good wrap up of what we saw in our last game here. Um, guess we can wrap it up for the night then. It is 12:13. I am excited to see the shrimps. Thank you for joining me again on the mic. It is always a pleasure to cast with you, Coach Mills. Thanks to our broadcaster behind the scenes, Simple AOB. And call it a night. Any last words from you?
Not much. It's past my bedtime, RJ. So it was fun casting with you. It was fun seeing you, RSC. Thanks for sticking with us and staying up late. We'll see you next Monday for more RSC action.
Good night.